Sir. Yes, sir.
So
Sir,
first we started servers and services. Okay, I put that main kind of heading, guys. So for to make it few things into one single place. Okay, so instead of individual topics, I put a one topic called a servers and services. So like a what is peer to peer? Peer to peer is not a server client model. There is no server, no client, no centralized server. It is a kind of work group type only, no centralized control, no specific server kind of stuff. It is simply a sharing information, data, resources, or communications between two or more devices only. Okay. In that particular instant, one work as a server, another is act like a client in the particular instant only, not always. Okay, next one is server and client. Server provide a service, client access the service. Or a client request for a service, the servers. Okay, so client send a request. Server respond according to your request. Okay, if in case like I want to access the web page, client send a HTTP request. Server send a HTTP response. Okay, guys. Next one is server means what? Server provide a service. How? What service? How it is provide a service and what services it is. Guys, by installing some built-in roles or a features or by installing some packages or an application, a machine become a server. And that too a particular type of server it is, like a web server, file server, DHCP server, DNS server, Active Directory server, like a domain controller. Okay, it is a deployment server, mail servers, VPN servers, storage servers, database servers, virtualization servers. So by installing an application or by installing built-in feature or by installing some packages, your machine become a so different type of servers based on the services also we have seen. Some server, it is a server, but exactly whatever the service it is providing, we are calling it is as a server because of the operating system is installed. Like what is operating system? Server operating system, network OS. Simple operating system, network operating system is in a so it is a server operating system installed. Then it is become a server. So in server operating system, we have certain roles and features. By installing those roles and features, also this server become a particular server. So here it is. Windows servers are Windows NT 2000, 2003, 2008, 2008 R to 2012, 2016, 2019, 2000. Linux server. A Linux server, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, Fedora, Debian, different type of Linux distributions, Linux servers are there. Unix server, HP UX, Solaris, ES by 400, IBM stuff. Okay, so different type of servers. Virtualization server related, Hyper-V, VMware, vSphere, Xen server, Proximox, these are all comes under virtualizations. Server based on the hardware, tower server, rack server, blade server. Okay, so already I showed how it is look like, guys. Tower server is one single tower is a one single server. It contains some motherboard, processor, RAM, and everything, including hard disks, SCSI mounts, RAID controllers, and a one single server. It's a more complex, heavy, and cost more power consumption, but it is for a low-level business firm. Means for a small office kind of stuff, home office kind of stuff, small office kind of businesses. I need two, three servers for my business or my work related, right? You can go to the tower servers. Single server, all or inside only. Rack server is compared to tower server. It is built into in we can mount into the rack. Lesser space occupation compared to tower, less wiring compared to tower, and it is bigger, complex because it is contains everything, including server related like CPU, RAM, hard disk, and SSDs, SCSI storage devices, RAID controllers on board, is there. And cost also there, of course. Blade servers are lightweight servers. Each blade, as it is having some processor, RAM, motherboard, SSDs to store operating system. Not a very complex hardware like a SCSIs, writes and all. You have to store those data into the separate. Blade servers are, of course, because it's less complex, less component connectivity, so its cost also will be reduced. Less wiring, less power consumption, and used in a big organizations, big company, heavy processing related requirement, we use blade servers. Here it is, that is the differences are there. We can try once more. Just one, read it once and try to speak multiple times. And data center, guys, data center meaning is it is a location which contains, yes, Sikarawat. Okay. What is a data center? Data center contains servers. Either it is star servers, blade servers, rack servers, storage devices. Okay, server is there, means storage devices are there. Networking components are there, like a router, switches, cables. Okay, fiber optical cables, UTP, STP cables, firewalls. There are storage like a hard disk, SSDs, SCSI type of storages, SAS type of SCSI disk. SAS disk means serial attached SCSI disk. SATA type of normal storages, SAN type of storages, storage area network, SAN storages, NAS storages, iSCSI storages, RAID, LVM type of storage. And applications are running, right? Because that's either it's so it running applications, service related applications, it is there. Infrastructure like a power management, backup power supply management. Okay, maintaining the temperature is important. Balance the environments, so internally like a login logout kind of stuff. Accessing through network, physical access, network access, that is protection is also required. So cooling system and power. These are the data center components. And there is a concept called data center monitoring all devices, every part of the data center. Um, you have to monitor how it is function, including the running softwares, applications, okay, and temperature, environment, okay, cable connectivity, storage devices, servers, and their operating systems, network components also monitor. Okay. Okay, guys, this is one part we discussed. Here we are also discussed yesterday, but I didn't continue from. So I will explain very lightly. I think so you are understanding. Guys, in which ways is interactive mode. So then you will get interested, I will get interested, you don't get sleep, I don't get sleep. Okay, that is a very important. Look at this. I have a PC. My PC is in Workgroup. My PC is in the Workgroup means my PC user. My PC user. I will take some name. This is a small name. I will try. A Kajal is there. The Kajal. Suraj. Suraj is there or not, but I have taken two names. So this is a PCA and this is BCB. Okay, both are connected in the network. Both are connected in the network. Like that, you can have a multiple PCs. Your network you can have a multiple PCs. The network. I will take another name. Searching for a small name. I will take Ritesh name. Akash is also small. Okay. So three computers. Three are in our group only. Three are connected in the network. Okay. So APC local user. We are always tell local user. The local user is Suraj. BPC local user is Kajal. CPC local user is Akash. Okay. So APC Suraj can able to install an application in APC, can able to uninstall an application from APC, can able to change some settings in the APC, can able to do some settings in the APC, can manage the disk management, network management. Also, Suraj can able to do in APC. Okay, so Suraj is a local administrator of APC. He can do administrating APC with the Suraj account. Suraj username and password is stored in APC. Okay, now we'll come to the BPC. So BPC main user is Kajal, is administrator. So Kajal administrate BPC. That's it. Suraj cannot able to log into BPC or CPC because B and C does not contain Suraj name and IP address. Sorry, name and password of Suraj. Suraj name, Suraj password, Suraj authentication credentials, not setting. Each one is an individual user cannot able to control centrally, of course, but certain times need a individual computers is better. Sometimes for in a certain organizations wise, in organizations they use a centralized control. Okay? Centralized control kind of stuff. Now what we do, don't worry, I will tell again this one. This, this is these PCs are in Workgroup means your PCs are decentralized administration, no centralized control. Every system or a PC has their own administrator. Every PC, there itself having a their one PC's user cannot be logged into other PC. Why? Because a PC user information and their password information stores in that PC only, not in a other PC. One user PC, one PC user cannot log into other PCs. User password settings information stored in their own system. Can control individually, not centrally. Or number of systems or PCs or devices increases, difficult to manage. Okay, it's about a workgroup. Domain. What is a domain? Domain is a centralized administration. You join into the domain. It's a centralized administration. For example, you are independent. You are a work group. You join into the a political party. Then you are a domain member. You are a domain member. Not like that. You will get a centralized administration position. It's not like that. So you are a member of a domain. That's it. You use like centralized computer. Domain controller is a server. Oh, sorry guys. 1 second, 1 minute. Just I will have some water.
सर्दियां जैसे ही आती है तो घरों में पालक और मेथी पूरी की खुशबू आने ఉండేది మామ ఎన్నో కుండ చికెన్లు వేసి పెంచిన కుండరా ఇది
Okay, I'm back. Okay, guys, see, it is a domain. What is a domain? It is a centralized administration. Domain is an environment. Just centralized administration. It is no centralized control. So if you want to change or install an application or install an application, so Suraj will log into APC and do that one because he's a local administrator. Okay. Here again, this is a domain environment. Okay. Here it is. I have a domain controller and a computers, the network from the network. These are all connected to a network. Guys, does not mean it is only bus topology. It's a symbolic representation of these PCs are connected in the network. Okay, that's it only. So this is my server, of course, centralized server. Each PC, like it is a PCA. PCB, PCC, PCD, PCE. Don't, it's not a mistake. I wanted to make a one small little space between these two things. All are in the same network. All are in the same network. This is a server. Because of this server is a centralized server, it is nothing but a domain controller. Because of this domain controller, there is a name, domain name is there. Okay, there is a domain. Okay, for example, my domain name is tata.com. Okay, this is my domain, for example, tata.com. So these are all PCs, means PCA, PCB, PCC, and PCD are joined into this tata.com. Yesterday I showed, are you in a domain or a work group kind of stuff? It is, go to settings, system, go to about, rename this PC, see it is, I am in a work group. So go to click on changes, then you can find my computer name, member of work group, name is work group only. I am the member of work group. For example, I am working in an organization. Yeah, I'm working in an organization. For organization said you must authenticated by domain controller. There is no individual user kind of stuff. Compulsory centralized administration. And what to do? I have to join into the domain. I no need to do it. I'm a user. I no need to do it. My admin will come to my PC, and what you will do? You will select a member of domain name, and click OK. Then it will ask for authentication. Give the username and password of a remote server. Click OK. Then it will ask for restart. Restart it. So once you've done, your member of a your computer is a member of a domain. Okay. This centralized server maintains a database. Maintains a database. Okay. So in the database, it contains computer name like a PCA, PCB, PCC, PCD. Those who are the member of this domain, their names will be listed here. And also you can able to create a users like user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5, user 6, like that. Not only that, guys, if you have a certain resources like a printer, name is P1, that P1 information also will be in this database. Those who are in the database, those are domain members. Those will get a domain rules and regulations, policies, everything. Okay. Okay. Guys, see it is a PCA, is a member of the domain. So user one can able to log in here because user one account is created in the domain controller. So I can log into any of the domain. So user one can able to log into PCA, user two can able to log into PCB or PCC, like that. The user is belongs to domain and computer is joined to the domain. So these users can able to log into any of the domain. So these users can able to log into any of the domain. Okay. So earlier I said Suraj cannot log into PPC. Fazil cannot log into ARCPC. Like that, right? Why? Because of user information, computer information, and user information means username, password stored in that PC only. But in this one, user information stored in server. So what happened when user one is trying to log into PCA, the request is going to your server only. So server contains user one information, their password. So it will try to authenticate user one. So who will authenticate? User domain control only. Who is having that user information and user password? Domain control only. Okay. If you join into the domain, if your computer is joining to the domain, who is having computer information? Domain control only. So where it is stores in the database. Where it stores in the database. Okay. Next, user in the domain controller can log into any domain computer. It means user can, for example, user one can able to log in here. User one can able to log in here, or it can be log in here, can be log in here. Can I log in with this user one here or user file? Can I log into this EPC? Tell me. It contains A
Yes,
information, B information, C and D. That's it. So can I log in with a domain user into this EPC or not?
yes, sir. You can log in.
Very good. We cannot log in. Okay, cannot log in. So as I stated, so listen carefully. We can log into any of the domain computers. PCA, PCB, PCC, PCD are joined into the domain and PCA is not joined into the domain. So it is not a member of domain. PCE is not a member of domain. So users in the domain controller can able to log into the PCs which is in the our domain only. That's why in PCE we cannot able to log in. Okay.
Sir,
So
but
but
it's connected to.
yeah, both are in the
Sir,
same
but
network. Network
yes,
wise
sir.
same. Same network, same physical, same logical network also same. Physical
Okay, sir.
network, logical way also it is same. Network is same, but it is membership. Okay. For example, you are a individual person. There is a individual person or some other person is also there. Okay. So he is belongs to XYZ party. XYZ party to telling everybody should wear some kind of clothes only. Okay. For example, everybody should wear a X symbol T-shirt, yellow color pant, okay, Z color cap kind of stuff, something to represent their He said everybody. Everybody means those who are the member of that party, they should follow the rule. And maybe XYZ party is telling like I will give every month at 1 lakh rupees as a salary for people who are working for that party. Who will get it? Member of that party only. Outsiders won't get the money, right? Until unless they join. Okay? So like that. Even the PCE is in the same LAN connection, same network, both physically and logically same network. Still, if this PCE is not joining into the domain, it won't get anything from the domain, including user login also. PCE should have its their own logical address. Okay. So this is one part in a domain members, users, user authentication. So when user is logging to user information stored in domain controller in the database only. When user is logging to a domain computer, so the authentication request go to domain controller for getting authentication, Kerberos authentication. Okay. So those are means users, groups, computers, and resources and services. This belongs to a domain, so there are is in the a single domain entity only. Of course, other than domain people also can able to communicate with the devices, but they don't able to get a access of the resources. Okay. Another one, guys. For example, I have a computer, like I have currently laptop is there, right? I want to install an application, I can install it. If you look at my background, I have a lot of icons on my desk. So I have to create a rule. Rule is like this. So users cannot do anything on the desktop, cannot store data in the desktop. That is the rule I want to implement. I have a 5 computers. Each computer I have to go to their group policy settings. Then I can able to do it. Okay. In case I have a 50 computers, for all 50 computers, I have to go to each and every computer and do the settings is difficult. Is difficult. So what I have done, I have a domain environment. So now advantage of domain environment sheet is I'll create a group policy. I'll create a group policies. I deploy the group policies. Okay, so obviously the group policy contains what are the settings I want to implement on the devices. These settings will be automatically. Implemented automatically. There is a group policy. I want to link the policy to particular users. Okay, so then those users or a computers will get that policy or setting. Correct? Setting. Okay, so that is another point, group policy point also. Centralized administration, centralized controller is there. That is a domain controller. Domain administrator is the admin for all systems in the domain. Domain administrator account is there. If you take a domain controller, there is an account called a domain administrator account. There is account called a domain administrator account. So he is an admin for all systems enterprise admin like that. Enforce various type of settings to large number of users and computers using group policies. You can enforce different type of settings to a large number of users using group policy. Create a group policy in the central server, it will apply to everyone. User computer group services resources information stored in a centralized system or a server called a domain controller. Directory domain name is Active Directory database name is NTDS.DIT. Again I'm telling guys, what is this database? Database contains user information, group information, computer information, server and service information. The database name is NTDS.DIT. Domain user log into your any domain computer. Domain user will log into any domain computer. So if you are a member of a domain, so if you want to log into you any okay, so if just this will check are you in same domain or not, or you have to create a permissions. One domain user can log into any domain computer. Centralized domain. Domain administrator is admin for all systems in the domain. Force various type of settings to large number of users and computers in the domain. Using group policies, we can do that one. Okay, so this is about our group and domain, guys. Already I explained what is things and all here also. Guys, last point. Actually, this is the one I want to tell as continuation from yesterday, but I have told about the stories from the yesterday one also. Guys, whenever you got a question, what is domain? Never search what is domain because we don't know what context they are asking. Domain means there is several meanings are there. One of the domain meaning is a workspace, a place. One kind of people it is, right? IP address, networked IP addresses. Some okay. So when you are searching for a domain definitions, at least you can try type in Google AD admin. A local administrative boundary of users and computers. This diagram is also same thing for that one only. What it is? It's a logical administrative boundary. It is a logical administrative boundary. I am creating a boundary between these people and others. Logical administrative boundary of users and computers. There is a domain controller contains user information, computer information, and resources like a printer information is also. But in a C6 PC is not joining to the domain, so you cannot log in with any domain users cannot able to access. In a work group, more number of devices increases, it's very difficult to enforce settings to each and every, right? So what we can able to do it, we have a domain controller, so through domain controller we can able to enforce various type of settings through policies. Next, I just keep telling same thing only, but just listen carefully. AD domain is a logical administrative boundary of users and computers. That is AD domain, a logical administrative boundary of users and computers. Either it is a user or a computer or any shop. So it's they're willing to sell, then they can take it. A logical administrative boundary of users and computers. Yeah, very good. What is this Active Directory? I said Active Directory domain. What is this Active Directory, guys? So if you got this question, what is an Active Directory? If you don't collect more sentences to tell, okay? What is an Active Directory? Active Directory mainly 2 points. One is Active Directory database stores identity of users, groups, services, and network information. Okay. Active Directory database store identity of users, groups, computers, services, and resources information. The database, right? Next. So, where is your user information, computer information stored? In Active Directory database. Where it is located? In domain controller. Okay. The second point, Active Directory database means AD. Okay, first is Active Directory database. Second one is your Active Directory authenticate users when they log into domain computer. Okay. So whenever the user one is trying to log into C1, automatically the authentication request go to server only. Why? Because of server user information, their user password stored in the Active Directory database. Verify from that one. Okay. So 2 points, guys. Active Directory. What is an Active Directory? Active Directory database, AD database, store information of or identity of users, groups, computers, services, and resources. Active Directory authenticate users when they log into domain computer. Okay. Of course, Active Directory is a Microsoft service. Active Directory is a Microsoft service. It's introduced in Server 2000. Windows NT, there is no Active Directory concept. In Server 2000 and 2003, it is Active Directory only. In 2008 onwards, it is changed to Active Directory Domain Services. Okay. So as I said, Active Directory having a database. The database name is NTDS.DIT. New technology directory service directory information tree. Directory information. And Active Directory, of course, it uses protocols to authenticate users. Okay. It's one is the Kerberos, another one is LDAP. Okay. Active Directory. Let's understand what is an Active Directory, ID domain, and what is an Active Directory. A logical administrative boundary of users and computers. Active Directory database stores user information, group information, computer information.
Sir, what is the difference between Active Directory domain and domain?
Normally, as in English, domain means group. Like which domain you are working on Java, on an IT company, or it is belongs to Python. There's a networking domain, is an administration domain, development domain. So domain by general it is, but here it is. I told about workgroup and domain and Active Directory domain. Both are same. That domain and this domain, both are same. That's why when you search Google about a domain, you get a different type of answer. Okay, so here we are discussing about a Active Directory domain or AD domain. Means our side it is a domain. So no confusion in it. I wanted to put a AD just to make sure when you are trying for what is an what is a domain, compulsory search for Active Directory domain only. Okay, so your Active Directory also authenticate users when they log into domain computers. I have written differently, users and computers when they log into domain. So like that. So use a database name called NTDS.DIT, New Technology Directory Service Directory Information. Use a authentication protocol called Kerberos and LDAP. That's the protocol port numbers. It is a Microsoft service, Windows Server 2000. Active Directory is introduced in Windows Server 2000. It is there in 2003 also. Active Directory Domain Services Server 2008 means ADDS. The name changed from Active Directory to Active Directory Domain Services in the 2008 server. Okay, guys. This is a small point. One is Azure AD. What is Azure AD? Azure is a Microsoft public cloud. Azure is a Microsoft public cloud. Okay. AD is means Active Directory. That is we know. So Azure AD means Active Directory services from Azure cloud. Active Directory service from Azure cloud. So here it is. Windows servers NT 2000, 2003 like that it is there. In previous to the 2000 server, Windows NT server. That time we use some words like a stamp databases, NTLM authentication kind of stuff. Okay, NetBIOS naming conversion only it is we are using. Okay, from 2000 onwards it is changed. This is like about when we are discussing about Azure. If anybody got a doubt, then I will try to tell like this. Guys, there is a cloud service model called infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. In a cloud, there is a public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud models are there. Different cloud service providers are there like AWS, Microsoft, okay, Oracle, Google, IBM, Backspace, digital version. So lot of different type of services also providing lot of service providers and different type of services. Okay, always guys, always simple question it is, what is cloud? What is cloud? If you want, I will share the PPT. Also, whenever you have a time, just go through once. It will take hardly 15 minutes. What is a cloud? Benefits of cloud. Advanced stages of cloud over the on-premises server or data centers. And what is the type of clouds? There are cloud models like a private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud kind of stuff, and cloud service models and their differences. Also find out what are the different cloud service providers and what is the services they are providing. Again, I'm telling guys, Azure AD means Azure is a cloud services from Microsoft. Azure AD is you are getting an Active Directory service from Azure directly without installing other. Of course, I will share one link, guys. So compulsory go through that link for a practical approach. So here for every people I shared that one. So for every batch. This is a recent batch. This server and services time only I told them. See, this is the one. This one. This is the third batch. So there is a this link is two ways is useful. One is an explanation of Active Directory, of course, Workgroup, domain, and Active Directory and group policy. There's a practical is there. That's why I'm sharing. It's a practical. So I think the link is different from other places. Like to open this link. Actually, we have to share different way, but I share in different way. So not 45 seconds, 45 minutes I have to change it. As you can see from here. I use, sorry, I use a server to explain client. So whether are you in the domain, if it is not in the domain, where is that location, which domain you are belongs to, kind of stuff. Okay. Also, I created a user in the server. See it is. I created a user in the server and I log into client PC. I log into client PC. Next, I created a group policy in the server. Created a group policy in the server. Okay, and I apply a group policy also. And finally, I resetted a user. I resetted a user. So then I am getting a password reset. How it is, we can able to raise the question. So how to reset the password also. So compulsory watch this video, guys. Okay. It's from here, at least from here. This is 1 hour 33 minutes, but no need to do all 1 hour 33 minutes because these are all explanation only. What is work group, what is domain, that type of explanations only. Okay. So from here at onwards, it is mostly it is practical base only. Okay, compulsory watch it. So I hope you will get it that point. So very last members even we call still no problem. But I share a link, so do not forget from which point you have to around 40-45 minutes. After 40-45 minutes, you can start watch. Okay, directly. So the point finally, guys, what is work group? What is domain? What is Azure AD kind of parts? Next one is, guys, it's about DHCP. Before going to DHCP, 2 points are there here. What is authentication? What is authorization? Authentication means verification of identity, like a surname and password kind of stuff. Sorry, username and password kind of stuff. Okay, like you put username and password, username password will I verify, then it is login to you, right? So that is authentication. Authenticate. So then you can able to access. Authorization means you are authenticated, but you are allow or not allow, you are accessible, not accessible, that another policy. That is like a allow or a deny accessing of certain file or a service or a certain resources. And, so this is about your Active Directory and domain. After break, guys, we'll see what is DHCP and also we'll try to finish what is DNS also. Okay, understandable or anything or completely gone?